The stream is about to start. Grab your favorite drink. Sit back and relax. You're chilling with HexAsians. With your host, Crypto Vince, Uncle Kevin Hex, and Middle Class Working Man.
HexAsians? Nice.
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa! Emotional damage. Give me sushi!
Hello and welcome back to another episode of HexAsians with me, Dheeraj. Well, it's been a harsh weekend, so I don't expect many viewers to join. But we already have at least one viewer. So while I wait for other people to join, let me know in the comments what you guys are drinking. Right now, I am not drinking anything. I that's why I badly need a drink, but I'm planning to do that later. Drinking on screen is something I try and avoid. Like there is a what do you call old dictum, not a dictum, but somebody has said, some wise person has said, yeah, don't get drunk in public. But that's a different issue altogether. So yeah, let me know in chat what you guys are drinking. And for those listening on replay, please turn your speed to 2x. I hope everybody knows to do that by now. Uh, Yes, Machiavelli has joined us in chat. He's saying Pumpet EX. Uh, yes, I hope so. That happens. Doesn't look like that on the chart right now, but I do have some of my theories which can maybe help. And he's been drinking a Copacino. Yes, yes. I think I'll be needing that as well. Maybe in a few moments, I will provide some cappuccino. But yeah, here is, I don't know how to start. Like there have been so many things that happened over the past week, and the economy as a whole, not just US, internationally, everything looks like shit, man. Like nothing good seems to happen. But even though that's the case, like if you look at it from a neutral or unbiased standpoint, maybe we are being set up for something huge. Well, for to start off with, first I have to say that this kind of very similar to what happened during the COVID scamdemic. Yeah, there there was this huge crash. After that, a huge pump, V bottom recovery. I hope we can do that right now, but uh, like maybe. My prediction is still in mid-May, but maybe. Uh, One of the biggest things that is happening right now, like that happened last week. Yeah, Starship Flight 8 blew up. Uh, they caught the booster but lost the rocket. Like, what's the use of a booster without the main payload? It's like a gun without bullets. Uh, But more importantly, like, yeah, their iterative design doesn't seem to work. Like, here's the deal. Like, look, I'm not a serious web or software developer, but this iterative design is something mainly done in software, less so on- in uh, hardware or big machinery where things have to be right the first time. Or it's called the RFT metric. But what was I saying? Yeah, SpaceX iterative design isn't working. They need to stop, make a good model, maybe from scratch, and start like. But apparently, they are already getting ready for flight test 9. Maybe next week, we will see. And oh, we have a new viewer. Say everybody say welcome to Hextoshi. He's saying, "What's up, doc?" Nothing much. Uh, what was I saying? Markaveli. Yes. Space is fake and gay. I That is not the issue here. The space may be fake and gay, but the money that is spent on research is, yeah, that's real. And at least the explosion that everybody saw was real. I don't know how many millions were lost in that accident itself. Now that shouldn't, uh, how should I put it? Be very good for SpaceX's bottom line. And when that happens, it is kind of what you call uh, going to percolate into other companies by the same CEO. So that is what we are already kind of seeing. Tesla stock is dumping, and it's mainly the insiders that are dumping. So they know something for sure. That's a lot of dollars for CGI. True, true, very true. But that's the point I'm getting to. Maybe keep space like on the bottom of the priority list to something we could be spending money for better things. If not, so that's one thing. And along with that, that may be one of the reasons for Tesla stock falling. But overall, Elon has sparked a lot of anger, especially in Europeans. And uh, I don't think people even realize that, yeah, that a salute or it's a very sensitive topic to especially Europeans. So any kind. they may not say it on your face or show it off directly, but yeah, they cringe or get very angry whenever the there is a mention of the mustache guy, and whenever any references are made. So yeah, naturally people are angry. Teslas are being attacked. No, as far as sales, like first, like Tesla was already not on the like the best-selling cars list even before this because of quality issues. Uh, First of all, like cars are in general very becoming very expensive. Some people just don't like electric cars, even though I would like to have an electric car because mainly it's and it's very silent, you know. Like I hate the noise of engine. Uh, Did I did go to a BYD showroom recently to check it out. Man, those cars look amazing. But what was I getting at? Yeah, overall things are kind of crazy. Market is down. And if I'm if I am not mistaken, Tesla has been recently included in the S&P 500 index. So when Tesla stock goes down, all of it, like it drags the entire market down indirectly because that's how things are. Uh, but it when this thing happens, it's a kind of a signal for a bear trap. At least I hope it is. That is, we might say see a short squeeze coming up. One of the good things that has happened uh, that may support this thesis is, yeah, Germany has already cut its interest rates, and yeah, they are going to be funding the war in Ukraine by increasing their production of weapons. Uh, like hearing that about Germany doesn't really give me positive vibes, but uh, we have to be, uh, how should I put it? How should I put it? See, German banks cutting interest rates. There is going to be uh, a carry trade that is Ge- yeah, there is going to be some investment in the German production, car industry, etc. Maybe that will help the German economy. But most of them, those printed euros are going to go into the stock market. Like the people are going to borrow at a lower rate in Germany, invest in other I would say they can in Germany. So this is my thesis. We might see a quick reversal of what is going on. Machiavelli. So Elon's market manipulation isn't enough. Now he's got to blow up fake rockets. Well, yeah, you have to give some kind of reasons for doing the manipulations, right? So it's all part of it. Um, where was I? So Germany cutting rates good. Uh, it made the euro increase, uh, uh, which means the dollar has devaluated a little bit. But dollar devaluation, it's a kind of a blessing in disguise for the Americans, uh, because there is this something called as Griffin's dilemma, where if yeah you Griffin's dilemma is a bit complicated, but see if basically US has a lot of outstanding bonds for which it has to pay interest. If the, if the dollar is too strong, that means the US is paying more, uh, which they don't want. So there is kind of a way they do try to manipulate it so that they don't have to pay as much. But sometimes it backfires. Just a sec. I need a little break. Sorry, I can't play any media, or just let me put on some background music till I come back. Don't worry, won't take much. Uh, but couple of minutes. Let me take a break. Let me. I grab a little glass of water. And by the way, if you guys, any of one watching wants to join, I have shared the link to join uh, in chat. Should be on top of the chat. I will be uh, back in just a second. Wait a minute. Does this sound okay? So I am back. I hope I didn't lose you guys. Like I said, there were many things we need to go through first. We went through the SpaceX explosion, then Germany cutting interest rates, uh, then the most important thing for crypto. It's official that the US is going to have a strategic reserve of Bitcoin, and but it says crypto, so it won't be just Bitcoin. Uh, they have suggested other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum, XRP, I think, Solana, Cardano, maybe even Tron. Uh, so what now? uh, Everybody knew about it. Like Trump had already declared it a long time ago. So this, what we are seeing, might be just sell the news event. So this might be a short correction before the uh, US starts buying. Which, by the way, the US doesn't really have to buy Bitcoin. It already has. Oh, I think it was, yeah, from the Silk Road hacker. Or not hacker, but uh, who was uh, not from the Silk Road drug bust, I would say. See, they have seized a huge amount of Bitcoin. Then I think it was the Bitfinex hacker that they reprimanded Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies from. So they already have a huge amount of uh, Bitcoin. They do. So I don't think they're going to buy, but uh, what it does is more than anything, it gives legitimacy to crypto, which is a good thing. Like if the largest nation, or the largest economy on earth is holding Bitcoin in its reserve, then uh, yeah, I would say it is here to stay. Uh, in other news, Michael Saylor and his company, i- it's now called Strategy, not MicroStrategy. After after buying so many Bitcoin, he has finally had the money to perform surgery to correct his micro strategy to a normal strategy. Uh, Apparently, they are going to raise $21 billion to buy more Bitcoin. I think that they are going to do it by using uh, stock. Non-preferential stock means even if the company goes bankrupt, the Bitcoin would still be safe in their possession. That is, stockholders won't be able to get hands on those Bitcoins. Uh, Good if you like. I don't think that should be the right way to go about it for investors. But who are we kidding? We know already. Everybody, at least who is smart enough or been in crypto long enough, knows that it's just going to be BlackRock that is going to be buying the Bitcoin under the name of strategy. So either way, hopefully it should help pump the price of Bitcoin. And when that happens, it's always eh, uh, like the what's the saying? A rising tide raises all boats. So that's a good thing. What else did we have last week? Yes, we had a Pulse Chain conference. Uh, I haven't followed any of, like, even though it did show up in my X feed a couple of times, not as much as I would have expected. So basically, I have muted, I guess, most of the people that would have who would be shilling the conference. So that's a good. And we are kind of seeing the price impact of the conference on on all of Persian's chart, but more importantly, the hex chart. By the way, let me bring up that chart. Yeah, I don't uh, looking at the price, especially now, but at some point, you have to. I do. Wait a minute. Where is it? So, this is the hex on pulse chain, phex, whatever you want to call it, chart. Yeah, this is the weekly chart. Icon candles. MACD is down. Everything. Uh, Bollinger Bands are expanding, prices going down, Heikanashis are red. Nothing doesn't look bullish at all, but uh, we are still kind of up from the previous all-time previous low, not all-time low, but in September to now, we are still up 159%. So if you bought back in September, it was a good thing. Mm, Maybe we have all, in a sense, we have already tested this price range of project. Sorry for that, but we did test the almost tested the previous kind of bottom nearly. But yeah, I hope this 1 cent has a psychological value, and we find a bottom here and go up higher. Whatever. Silver Sailor, sorry, but it seems the government has destroyed crypto and are leading us to the track and trace a digital cashless society, which is total enslavement. You know, uh, I hope that it happens in a way, not the total enslavement part, but I well, see, it's only when a push comes to come. Wait a minute, just let me stop sharing. Yeah, it's only when the push turns to a shove that people wake up and go towards real digital assets, is what I hope. Yeah, physical assets, good to have always, but yes, we live in modern times. Modern problems need modern solutions. We now I can't be talking about how to do anonymity, how to bypass some of the guardrails, to be euphemistic, that have been set up for crypto, uh, because we already have the founders of Tornado.cash that I think they are still in prison. I'm not entirely sure, but still there is yeah. If you go against the government, government, yeah, I don't want to find out. Uh, that's great. Good evening to Ahmed as well. Nice to see you. What was I talking about before this? Just reached home. Will wash up and join the stream. Yes, always good to have. The link is in the disc chat. Join if you can. If the tornado cash guy got let out unless it was fake news. Uh, yeah, I think so. He's out, but it's not like a clean chit as of now. But uh, yeah, that is why like Tornado Cash became active again. I don't think like I haven't looked into it. So the other crypto guy who is still in kind of prison, Roger Ver also needs our support. So I think it's freeroger.org or .com. You can sign a petition to get him uh, out prison. Yeah, that's a different thing. Again, I am losing. What was I talking about before this? Yeah, strategic reserve, good thing. But US having its own strategic reserve should also let you know that yeah, maybe you should have your own personal strategic reserve, which I personally do, and mine is hex on both chains, and it has been staked for. I think my average kind of went up. It's around 12 years, so yeah, I'm going to be here for a long time. Yeah, it does suck. You especially watching these prices fall, but now I'm kind of used to it, so that's another thing. Any other news? Uh, yeah, sorry for picking my nose on cam, but yeah, we talked about the Pulsion conference. I don't know, like, did anything good come out of it? Maybe a couple of funny videos at least. There was there is I observed something which I personally made like should I be even talking about it that it it would paint me in bad light so I'm sorry I even mentioned it, but nothing like here's the deal. Conferences are good when yeah they attract other people from other communities to join in. Maybe uh, if not buy the new token, at least stop studying about the token. But nothing really has occurred so far. Uh, in other news, yes, we got. By the way, I mention it in the last stream that yeah, with the court case being won, the exchanges are starting to be less of douchebags by hiding the tokens, our tokens. But even though centralized exchanges will hopefully follow suit very soon, but right now, uh, Ethereum or rather Uniswap has listed a hex once again, and so has Matcha and CowSwap. I I don't remember whether CowSwap had kind a shadow band or what do you call the hidden hex through, but it's a good thing they are openly saying, yeah, you can trade hex or e-hex to be exact on both Matcha as well as CowSwap. Uh, Good thing. Um, on MetaMask has already been putting out uh, its like daily trade wall top traded tokens, and I think Hex has been there for the past 6 months at least. So Hex is doing okay. If I again, I don't like to be debating EX versus PX, but if people had just held on to EX, uh, or even better, provided liquidity on the EX hex pair, we could have been much higher. But uh, your favorite influencers told you to sell your EX to buy uh, hex on Pulse chain, and it has been bad for not only EX but all both the tokens. But putting that aside, here is some now again. This is just me, and there is uh, I do. I don't know whether this will fall into the category of FUD, but this is something I don't find really positive for Pulse Chain. One that is the pump dot tires thing. You know, Richard Hart always talks about his Hart's law, but even before that, he talks about like when there are multiple tokens to compete for the same amount of dollars. Yeah, it's like having 20,000 tokens doesn't really help the price of any of the tokens. The liquidity gets fractured, and or to be exact, the buy pressure becomes fractured. So not bullish. But see, for Pulse Chain, all these meme coins, if you want to be respectful, shit coins, or most of them are what they are, just made up for a quick laugh, at least. See, their prices are tied to Pulse because of quote unquote Hart's law. Even though I don't really believe in the Hart's law as being a kind of physics law, but the equation of that underlies the pulse exchange A into B is equal to K still holds true and will always. Uh, that is so. Uh, happens right now is because all of these tokens are tied in liquidity to Pulse. Every time that we see a increase the I hope I'm back. Sorry. What was I saying? Yeah. Every time the price of Pulse goes up, the price of these meme coins go up, and every time that happens, people sell to make up for their losses, or just to dump. And when the price of every time they sell these meme coins for USD or DAI, they bring down the price of Pulse as well. So not exactly bullish for Pulse chain, but hey, whatever. It all depends on how much people buy Pulse to buy these meme coins versus how much people are going to sell meme coins to get dollars. So it may not be completely bearish, but right now, from what we see in the chart, doesn't look bullish. The other thing regarding Richard's decision to cut down inflation by cutting down uh, what it's called, yeah, rewards both for ink and what was that, for especially for Hex, even though we never know who the we may never know for sure who the origin address is that has staked all its hex for what is it, uh, um, one set for 15 years, one and another set for 1 month, with which because of which 90, I think 95% of hex is staked, which has reduced the payout on hex to around 2 hex per T share per day. Uh, See, the whole point of investing uh, in especially time deposits, or what is it? CD? What is that? Certificate of deposit is you get a higher interest rate than what is available on the free market, free market, uh, what is known as the risk-free interest rate. Um, so if you are not like if you are going to make like 0.001% on hex, assuming the price remains same, which should like then versus being in some other token, why uh, which may pay out 10%. Why would you invest in hex? And that is what we are kind of seeing. People are moving their quote unquote liquidity to other tokens, and not only on Pulse chain, but on other, recently on other chains as well. You know, there were a lot of people who hopped on the Solana train when the Trump launch happened. We, I don't think they are coming back to Pulse chain because even though like Solana is down once a month at least, like when it works, it works very smooth. And for even though Pulse chain does work, have 100% uptime, we have recently been seeing a lot of what you call crashes or uh, almost. Hey, we have a guest joining us. Ahmed, welcome to chat. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Your
Yeah.
your night shift is over. Good to know.
Yeah, I'm fine. For the last 2 weeks I was working the graveyard shift. So now I'm not working the graveyard shift anymore. Yeah.
Uh, So you are back out of the graveyard.
Yeah,
Uh,
it depends on
so
my shift, my assignment, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
so what news do you have from Singapore? Do you have any good news
Uh,
from Singapore?
well, I think there's nothing. I think that recently, I think there's a train. I think the latest one is one lady. Her power bank actually caught fire inside the train. Yeah, so she has to, yeah, just suddenly caught fire and caught smoking, and the train has to be evacuated. These power bank are scarier. Yeah, sometimes whether using it is okay, but when you use it starts to get very hot, then just start smoking and burst into fire.
Yeah, it, we have seen that a lot. But which also reminded me, yeah, power bank is still okay. We have had giant battery packs burning, battery packs on wheel, uh, Tesla cars. Uh, but
Oh
not
yeah,
only
yeah,
that, like that happens a lot. But there, I read in news some Tesla has this thing called the power wall. So you can charge your Tesla at home. There is a power storage unit that exploded, and yeah, there is this was this explosion. Not only that, in UK there was this what you call parking building where they had a huge number of e-bikes, and one of them caught fire, and the smoke was so, like, first of all, these are chemical fires, so putting them out is a different headache altogether.
yes, yes,
But
yeah,
the smoke is also toxic to the surrounding. So
yeah. I think in
yeah,
Singapore, about 2, 3, 4 years ago, I think there was a quite a boom in these e-bikes, yeah, electronic bikes and electronic scooter, and they can actually go quite fast. Actually, about maybe 20, 30 kilometer, and some even customized to go even faster than that. Yeah. So yeah, and I think our government actually, when it have to step in to regulate it, because some of the bikes are way above the limit, and of course some of them are charging their e-bikes, using they get a special socket and they go under the any of the power source, and you know they just slot in and
yeah,
charge their battery also. Yeah.
yeah, that's I, because yeah, Singapore has these public battery outlets, right, where you can
Yeah, yeah,
I
but
yeah,
they have the public battery, but it's more for cars. Um, for
yeah, like
bikes,
i- i-
yeah,
like mobiles, like I remember seeing that somewhere, like in case of an emergency you can charge your mobile, which like I hope. But yeah, there is always going to be people who are going to take advantage of it.
yes, yes,
But
of course. Especially like what you said of fire for the scooter. I think you have a few cases where they charge e-bike or e-scooter or personal mobility
yeah,
device or PMDs, and it overheat, then catch fire, and like what you said, the smoke from the chemicals is can be so caustic and quite toxic. By the time they breathe, few minutes later they just lost conscious, and that's it. And it's not easy to, to extinguish it, because unlike gasoline or something, which is chemical and electrical, and yeah. And scary thing is fire actually spread quite fast actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but but I asked you for some happy news from Singapore. You were talking about uh,
Happy news.
uh,
I don't know about any happy news lah. I'm quite busy at work, so it's hard for me to. I mean, I think in Singapore
I
we're
don't
gonna.
blame you.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we're gonna
don't
have
blame you.
a like a so-called election this year, but I don't bother about the election. To me, it's the same old thing again. Yeah. For me, the only news that I've been keeping track is, same as the crypto news. All the markets are going down and everything. Yeah, not so sure whether the Trump address for the crypto address is, play a part for it.
Yeah. Markavelli is asking when free energy is no, you will never get free energy because the ruling elites, if that happens, like, it changes like a lot of power dynamics. So keeping energy paid for and expensive is a way of controlling the masses. So I don't think anybody is going to be getting free energy.
True,
But
true. Agree with you.
uh, uh, energy costs are definitely going to go down, which we are kind of seeing, and which is why they need to like come up with narratives or the what you call reasons to make energy expensive, like, and it's very very complicated. I was just looking at uh, the oil market, like imagine, right, like just few around it was around this time, like uh, the prices of oil futures went negative, so they were kind of giving away free oil for anybody who was able to collect it. But that's the thing, like oil can be very cheap, but if that happens, a lot of people will lose a lot of money, and that is why they don't want. And by the way, I think we will see oil prices go down, and there is like this theory or kind of media being put out that yeah, we have already reached peak oil demand, because basically a huge number of uh, cars especially are turning to either a hybrid at least, or more so electric, and especially in China people are buying electric cars, which like offsets the oil demand by a huge amount, and that is why like there is this kind that is one of the reasons that there are these huge tariffs on electric cars, because each electric car that comes on the road, like it decreases the demand for oil, decreases which decreases the price of oil, and the oil industry is like a multi-trillion dollar market. So they don't want that to happen. And also like it these, and I realized this, like damn, I was looking at the Indian tariffs, like there are already tariffs for buying, or I don't think they are called tariffs. They are called custom duties. But either way, what's in the name? Like, so a car. I was looking at a Toyota pickup truck. Like what costs around $29,000 in the Philippines. It costs almost 60,000 in India. Why? Because of these custom duties. I think Singapore also has these high custom duties, right? For cars.
Yes, yes, yeah. I mean, we call it. I mean, for those people who have cars, motorcycles, and everything, they have to pay this thing called it is a certificate of uh entitlement, I guess, to show that you own this car. And I think you have. I'm not so sure about it because I have no car, so I don't know what is the payment and everything. But then you also have to use the road tax also. I mean, for using the road, you have to pay a tax for it.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, and then you have the technically. I mean, in Singapore, I think to have a car is can be quite expensive also. To have a car.
like, yeah, like for Singapore, I can understand. Like, and I would say it's a good thing. Like, yeah, there are all like main thing Singapore. Like, what I like, it's completely, you can travel from end to end anywhere in Singapore without using a car. Uh, Public transport is so excellent there, uh, isn't it? So yeah, we don't need. But I was talking about importing a car from another country. I think yeah, Singapore. In addition to that, there is a extra tax as well. So which makes cars expensive, which the government kind of wants because yeah, like cars on the road, uh, they are a nuisance, whatever you say.
Yeah, but the thing is that yes, maybe there's a tariffs and everything. Yes, but I think in Singapore sometimes getting a car can be quite. I wouldn't. I would say they will make it affordable and they make it quite easy for you to get a car, then less of a hassle. So that's why some people, when they get a car, they just pay a down payment and they and get a loan and pay monthly interest or something. Those thing, yeah. So getting a car in Singapore, yes, it's expensive, but they will make it quite affordable and less of a hassle. Yeah.
But in, so yeah, that's a different story. Like
Yeah, different story. Yeah. Yeah.
what I was getting at, yeah, India tariffs are so high for buying cars in general from outside India, uh, which kind of is a good thing for the car manufacturers here in India because, like, yeah, you are kind of forced to use or buy Indian cars, which, by the way, are like decent quality. Most of them are rather like most of the big Indian manufacturers have a collaboration with another company to the uh, and the biggest one is by Maruti car company and Suzuki, also, uh, which makes it so that there is like the foreign companies don't withdraw just because the market isn't favorable for them, which we have seen. I think Ford has already withdrawn from India because it wasn't profitable. And yeah, Ford kind of, in terms of quality, they might have been okay, but the post sale service is still I think was considered very bad. So uh, what was I getting at? Yeah, uh, high tariffs makes local production seem cheaper, and people buy Indian goods. It's not good for the public, especially in when it comes to commercial vehicles. Like if like I want to buy a truck for my business, instead of buying a cheap truck, China made in China for maybe $10,000, I would be have to buy a truck that is made in India for 20 or 30. Buy the same truck at 20,000 instead of 10,000, or buy an Indian truck that may also be costing 20,000, because uh, it gives the uh, Indian companies monopoly power to raise their prices to the level of the foreign competition uh, after the tariffs are in. So this is what we are kind of expecting to see in the US as well, like with Chinese cars being out. I think they haven't outright banned them, but I think there is like 100% tariff. So instead of someone who wants to do business buying a truck for 10,000, 20,000, they have to go for 800,000, $80,000. Yeah, Markaville is saying that new trucks are 80 to 100K, and uh, like yeah, it see is what it does is, yeah, you may be protecting one company, but you may be uh, by applying tariffs, but it also means you will be affecting other smaller businesses in general. So I think I read a metric or showcase like the uh, effect of tariffs during the first Trump's first what do you call regime. No, first 4 years he implemented tariffs on steel, which increased the product, no, not product, but the profits, and therefore employment in the steel industry by around 3%. But it made manufacturing more expensive for those companies which were buying steel. They, they had to pay more for the steel. So that decreased their profits, and therefore decreased their employment by 8%. So overall 5% negative. I The percentage is I made up on the fly, but the direction is, or overall output is correct, that most tariffs work are, are overall negative for the economy. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Uh,
Yeah, I can't say much because you know, I don't really follow much on tariffs and everything. Yeah, I just heard it on the news and I'm like, okay, yeah.
uh, so, what have you been following anything about AI recently? Uh,
Uh, about AI. Well, hard to say. I mean, I have to apologize for because I've been busy at work, so I can't really follow news much about AI and everything. Yeah, all I
so,
know is
uh,
that yeah, I've been busy at work. I can't. I'm so busy.
uh,
I'm locked in at work. I lost track of the world outside actually. Only when I come back,
I
I
I I
can,
I understand. Like
yeah.
I used to be that way. I quit because of it. Maybe
Yeah.
you can share a good anecdote or a story, something funny that happened at your work recently.
Something funny that happened at my work. How to say? Well, the only story I heard is that one of my colleagues that I know I heard from another unit, attending to a patient and the patient vomited in her face. So basically, the vomiters actually hit her face and travel down with shit and everything. I mean, it's a good thing that she's wearing goggles and mask. If not, it will go inside her mouth and in the eyes or something lah. I guess it's part of the job. I guess. Yeah.
Professional hazard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
professional hazard.
it's funny
I mean,
when when it happens to someone else, not so when
yeah.
it's you.
I mean, I also have my own fair share where when a patient who suddenly patient wanted to vomit and everything, and then when I give her the bowl, and when he vomited on my hands and everything, just like whatever, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's part
Yeah,
and parcels of
it,
life,
it,
yeah, yeah,
we get used to it. We get
yeah.
used to it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
no, the only thing that I've been trying to catch up is just the news on crypto. That's all. Since I'm in the space, yeah, and I can see the prices are going down. Everything is going down. Yeah, not so sure why also. Yeah, so I'm not wondering if it's the Trump speech, but I don't think so. It's a Trump speech that's affect the crypto prices going down. Yeah,
uh, See, the thing is, whatever my theory is, yeah, these Trump speech may not maybe true, but his policies in general have led to a lot of uncertainty in the market. Uh, so uh, people are going to be holding on to their what do you call it, dollars to see which direction the market moves before they invest into something. So that is why we are seeing this sell-offs. But overall, like the US market is facing a lot of things at once. Yeah, the commercial real estate is already at its kind of, the bubble is kind of deflating. Uh, I read uh, like on X, or was it YouTube? Like apparently the previous government was propping up the housing market by what is called like shadow banking, or just paying for rents indirectly to keep some of the properties working. And if like we see kind of a, we may see another housing market crash, we, but the banks have learned not to do that immediate, like put all of their inventory on sale at once, but it won't be unavoidable. Plus, yeah, there is job loss in the government, and these jobs are like high paying jobs, and like it's what you call the Pareto principle, like the top 20% are responsible for all of the economic activity. When these people lose their jobs, there is going to be a trickle down effect. So one good thing that would be is that it will bring down a bit of inflation, because hey, there can't be inflation if people don't have money to buy things. So that's my kind of bullish thesis that with high unemployment and inflation coming down, the Fed is likely to lower their interest rates. Right now, I think it was around 5.25%. They now everybody is saying that they won't. They are going to keep it same. Uh, Even I checked the Poly Market, the website where you can bet on outcomes of various things, and there is already betting going on the FOMC meeting whether they will change the interest rates. 90% believe that there won't be any change, but my belief is they are going to cut it by 0.25% at least. Mm, which means, yeah, mm, pr- printer won't go burr, but yeah, they are going to inject liquidity into the market once again. So that will be kind of a bullish thing for all assets. And the other bullish thing I was looking out for the Ethereum upgrade, but they postponed it once more. I think it will be in April, maybe now. So we'll see. For yeah, that's about it.
Mm.
For me personally, uh, again, I have once again saying yes, I am going to launch my meme coin on pump.tires, which turns out I it's a good thing I delayed a little bit because has been an update to pump.tires.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
So
about it.
instead of the new once the token graduates from being on pump tires to being uh, on what you call pulsex, instead of being on V2, it will be on a V1. So what that does is it instead of on V2, like the or rather on V1, the liquidity providers don't get paid the uh, transaction fees that occur, or uh, exchange fees that are, so that goes directly into buying and burning pulsex. So whether it would be a good thing or bad, we will be able to see in a couple of days, like how these meme coins are reacting to it. But then I will decide whether or not to go forward with it. But hey, sometimes it's a good thing. Uh, what's the ETH upgrade going to do? It's a lot of things they are going to do. One of the biggest thing I would say is they are going to change the maximum ETH that can be staked on a single validator to 2048, which means yeah, it will reduce the operation costs for a lot of validators. Uh, Other technical stuff is too boring, but they will have uh, a sort of account abstraction, which they have been planning for a long so time. So basically, it would mean that your normal Ethereum address itself can act like a smart wallet or a smart contract. These are the two main important things. And the other one thing uh, they are trying to find a way to have an universal ETH because of the many what you call layer twos. What happens is you still need like to convert your Ethereum from mainnet to Ethereum on that chain to transact on that chain. So what they are trying to do is you will be able to pay for all transactions using Ethereum directly. Also, they are trying to reduce the gas fees for Ethereum itself by increasing the blob size, which is basically specialized transactions for layer twos. So more layer two transactions can occur on a single block, which will free up space for other transaction and therefore lower the gas fees. Like I'm happy with what Ethereum gas fees are right now, but this is because Ethereum transactions have gone down and basically Ethereum price is down. But everybody knows when Ethereum price pumps, those uh, transaction fees can climb up very fast. And we saw a kind of a glimpse of it on Pulse Chain, when the what was the SEC output or decision was published. We saw Pulse Chain gas fees become more expensive than that on Ethereum for a short while. So, which by the way, like even now, it is the gas fees are like billions of beats, which translates to thousands of pulse per transaction, which really shouldn't be the case. I remember uh, most of this is due to bots, arbitrage bots running forward. Plus, I don't think that the DDoS token, the vampire token. I think those guys are still kind of keeping the gas prices high. Uh, I wish there was a way to fork them out, but not possible. So Ethereum, but if we see what happens with Ethereum upgrade and if it is good for Ethereum price, we might see those changes on Pulse chain as well. I rather hope to, because when was the last time like we got a major upgrade to Pulse chain? I don't even remember. So
I think
yeah.
we have never get an upgrade. Yeah, the only upgrade I remember is the PulseX upgrade. I don't think we have any Pulse chain upgrade.
Yeah, the last time we got it was during the Duncan fork, or rather before the Duncan fork of Ethereum, or rather upgrade for Ethereum. We made it so that Pulse chain would be compatible with the uh, latest update for Ethereum. But even though it is compatible with the latest updates for Ethereum, we haven't implemented those upgrades. Hopefully, someday slowly we will do that. I don't know how, whether the devs are doing anything, because yeah, it's not completely open source. So, let's see. At least all I want is to have limit orders on PulseX direct. I know there are other aggregators and other exchanges where you can do limit orders, but I don't want to be doing using aggregators. My trade volume isn't that big that I need to be using an aggregator. I just uh, want to put a limit or and aggregators uh, kind of like increase your gas fees. Sometimes they actually like it's complicated math, but for like uh, small trades like under $200, uh, using PulseX directly is sometimes more efficient than using, especially for Pulse Chain and PulseX. You using PulseX directly is more kind of efficient than using an aggregator, but that is a different story altogether. I hope someday, hope someday. I I do have some great ideas to implement, but yeah, they are kind of above my pay grade, sort of. Like uh, I've been using AI to do a bit of simulations and trying to code using AI. It's very difficult, you because like testnet is testnet. You don't want to be finding bugs after the contract is goes live. So, I'll say. But hopefully, I will do something to help pump Pulse very soon. Yeah, that's about it. Anything
Nothing.
else?
I mean now with the, you know, I mean when I found out the market's all going down and everything. I mean, I mean if those people, you know, who have weak hands, they will try to sell. But I think for, I mean, for me personally, I will just try to hold whatever I have, and I would just use this opportunity to diversify my crypto portfolio. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, no, I mean, we've seen this trend before. Like, it will start to go down, then sooner or later, after how many months, years or so, it will start to come back up again. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the like.
I'm
Yeah,
still
even
hoping for
I'm.
May, though. I'm still hoping for May, like what you predicted. I mean, yeah, I always see how is it. If May comes and the price, you know, went up, then hey, you're correct. If it doesn't, well, it's fine. Then you just have to monitor again.
Yeah, that's true, and it's true for all of crypto, not just Pulsing
Yes,
or
yes, for all
Hex. So
crypto.
yeah, so either way.
Also,
What was I saying?
all for crypto except for a few tokens lah. I mean, some of the tokens they can just like disappear.
Uh, there was something. Yeah, speaking of international news, because I don't know, there is a huge political event happening right now in the Philippines because uh, the previous president, Rodrigo Duterte, has been there is an arrest warrant for him, and there is going to be a huge like kind of they have deployed, I think, around 20,000 policemen for his arrest. I think he is not currently in the Philippines, he is in Hong Kong, but it's there is going to be unrest here. So I don't know whether I'll be streaming next week, but I'll keep you guys updated. By the way, I I think like this is again, I smell CIA in this thing because you know the the current regime in the Philippines is going to lose the election is kind of assumed because you know the like the political climate here. Everybody is mad because of all the things that are going on, and
Yeah,
the
yeah, I know, I know.
Duterte, Duterte. The thing is, I think he does have the like he didn't contest in the last election because I think there is a kind of a term limit, but it doesn't apply for consecutive uh, limits or consecutive terms. So, uh, so he served his 2 terms. Now there and he could not contest because of term limit. Now, because this is has taken a break, he was likely to sorry likely to run again, and that is what the US is trying to prevent because Duterte was kind of pro China instead of pro US, which the current government is. So that is why they are trying to stop him. Uh, but that's just me. You can this is my kind of personal theory because I, whatever you want to talk about him, I came to the Philippines when he was president, and
Oh, okay, I
for
didn't know that.
me, so like for me, he will always be my favorite president, and you can but in general, especially if you talk to people from his province, like
Davao, yes, yes, I know Davao.
Davao,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
will
It's
sing praises about him because he changed not only the political climate, but like before, like he did put a lot of he curbed crime in the Philippines by a lot. Like I hear stories about how bad things are were before here he was president. Yeah, but he did take down a huge amount of drug cartels while
hmm.
he was
I,
president. So
I mean, just to add on,
plus,
I think for Duterte, I think he did. I had some of my Filipino nurses who are actually from Davao, and they say that it's actually very safe. And some of the people who went there, they say it's very different from the other provinces in Philippines. They say down there is safe where you can walk without any worry, but there's a curfew, of course, where a certain time you can't, walk at night. Yeah, so it is quite safe, lah. I mean, that's what I
yeah,
heard. Yeah.
like, like what should I say? Uh, yeah, it's very even like I haven't I have traveled, but not to Davao, but the Philippines does feel safe to me to be traveling alone. I think it is one of the rated as one of the safest destination for single female travelers. Uh, only after Pakistan. Oh my God! I do. Do you remember there was a BBC article stating that Pakistan is one of the safest countries for single female travelers, and I was laughing. But hey, before I go back to point, yeah. So yeah, CIA operatives plus there are war tensions. It's only after the current regimen or the current in the Philippines, like these tensions with China kind of skyrocketed. Like there was the South China Sea issue was always there, but Duterte had kind of made it like finding a peaceful way. But now we are seeing a lot of military exercises. Currently, where I live is kind of close to a naval base. I hear helicopters going around, army helicopters moving around a lot more often. Uh, and I think there was going to be a military exercise, joint military exercise between with South Korea and US in the South China Sea. Uh, Basically, it's kind of we might see a hot war in China, maybe. I hope not.
I don't think so. There'll be
Uh,
any war or something in China. Lah. I think the
like
US are, they're
yeah,
quite stretched too thin. Yeah. Mm.
yeah, but the US also kind of wants Taiwan as well, and China doesn't want to give up their rights to Taiwan. So that's something we'll see. We'll see another proxy war maybe because Chi- yeah, the US has already kind of given up on the Ukraine uh,
Yes, yes,
war.
yeah. Do you watch the interview
Eh,
with the Trump and Zelensky? Yeah,
no,
it's a comedy.
comedy. All theater, my friend,
Oh,
all theater.
theater, yeah, yeah.
But
What's it?
yeah, but but I heard uh, political commenter like what Trump is doing is the reverse Kissinger. So during the I think not, dur- not exactly the Cold War, but when there was uh, like yeah around the Cold War time when there were tension between uh, Russia and China. Kissinger went to China to support it so that it can keep the a divide between Russia and China. Trump is kind of doing the same, but with Russia. But I think like people have better political memory than the most of at least China has a better political memory as well as Russia. That they hopefully they won't fall for US tricks again. So BRICS are kind of looking good together. They are working on stuff which is kind of crazy. So many things happening. But
Yes.
uh, overall, I would say even though like everything looks bad right now and all the what gold bugs especially and there are these economic doomers like yeah economy is going to collapse, yeah, world economy is going to collapse. Well, why hasn't it by now? Like we had a pandemic, we had a two wars. Why hasn't the world economy collapsed? Nothing's going to happen. The money printer is going to go burr, and everybody is going to forget until the everything until the next crisis. And right now, I would say it, trying to like time the market for the exact bottom is like to trying to catch a falling knife. And it's better that you just DCA or which you should have been doing for a long time If not, just hold on till you are certain about the trend. So that's my 2 cents for everyone.
Mm,
My
mm.
side. And if you are a Hexican, my suggestion is always the same.
Let's take it and go.
Yeah. So I think I have reached the end of my wits. Let's see any positive news comes out. By the way, I think a couple of days from now there is this astrological or astronomical event that is going to happen, which is the blood moon. Uh, Hopefully, it, it will be positive. Full moons are usually positive for the markets. Let's see how things play out. So hold on. Uh,
It's gonna be a blood moon. All the red candles are going to happen.
Maybe that would mark the bottom of the market
Mm.
because right after that there is the FOMC meeting. So let's see.
Yeah, I guess let's see first. Yep.
Okay, that's about it. If you are watching this for the first time, please like and subscribe. I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, same place, same channel. Bye bye.
Yeah. See you all also.